Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Need to Nerd podcast. I am your host, Spencer Howland, and I am joined by my co-host, a man who just finished celebrating Hanukkah, is crushing his semester, is going to beat Cynthia with only a Badoo, Wes Singleton.
Only a Badoo? No, it's going to be an Azumarill. Guarantee you I'm just going to belly drum Aqua Jet my way through that. And, you know, Azumarill is also just an excellent counter to Garchomp. But, you know, we'll talk about that all in today's episode, I think.
So, wow, man, it feels like it's been a while, but it actually hasn't been that long when we look at when the last episode was posted and recorded. It's technically been 3 weeks, and we're supposed to record every other week, but we had, I had stuff. I went to Vegas. I also got extremely sick, and stuff. Life happens.
We couldn't have played around it.
Yeah, it really, really is that way, and one of the things that I hope the listeners notice, I was looking at our numbers today, and they actually didn't drop from that. And I just want to thank the listeners for understanding that, I really want to support West. He made this comment just half-heartedly about really wanting school to work for him this time, and I was like, okay, even though, we just had this, I think it was, days after we had this meeting of all the stuff we wanted to do for the podcast, and I was like, you know what, no, I'm going to support him in school instead, and we'll get to talk when we get to talk. And I hope that you're enjoying this enough that when school's over that we can do this a little bit more, but...
Oh, Spencer, you're gonna see such good benefits, dividends when school is over, and I can truly declare my evenings as 100% just relaxation time again.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, dude.
As my friend, as my co-host, as I don't know, you're gonna see a lot of those benefits.
That's good, because I did spend a lot of time finding the final boss in Valheim. And I literally have not beat him because I'm waiting for you.
Oh. You should just do it.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing it without you. It's not happening.
Alright.
That's not happening. Speaking of final bosses, this is a game that has a historic one. This week we are going to talk about our first impressions. This is not a review. It's just our first impressions of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And my nerd fact of the week is... a little more interesting this week. It actually is not going to do with Pokemon. I feel like everybody probably has a lot of knowledge on Pokemon. West, I'm going to drop this nerd fact on you, and I want to know if you knew it before I...
Oh, you saying I think that everyone has a lot of knowledge about Pokemon brings up this very cute interaction I had today.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah. So a first grader was making a perler melty bead, where you put them on the little thing and then they melt them. I was making a master ball out of them, and I just walk right up and that's a master ball. Nice job. I can tell. And he's like, how do you know? And I was like, oh, I know. I know more about Pokemon than you. And I'm like, uh-huh. This is a first grader.
That's
Granted,
too
he was
funny.
wearing a Pikachu onesie.
That's too cute.
It turns out that to know as much about Pokemon as I do at 6 years old, you'd have to, it's just not possible.
Yeah, my son had his 5th birthday party was a Pokemon birthday party just on Sunday, and it was interesting because I didn't watch the anime after. I mean, I watched a little bit after Orange Islands, and then I've tried to actually watch some of XY. I actually wanted to watch XY and XYZ with Maxwell, but when we were in Vegas, he watched a ton of Sun and Moon, and so that's what he wants to watch. And he's asking me all these questions about these Pokemon, and spoiler alert.
It's just also a whole different structure in Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon is just different,
yeah.
And also I hate Sun and Moon.
As games? I
still have not beaten my Sun and Moon copy. Or my Moon copy. Just because, I just don't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit different. But my nerd fact of the week, this one, is we have never done this on the podcast. So I really wanted to take an opportunity to do it. And I was going to ask you, Wes, did you know that Aragorn breaks his toe when he kicks the helmet in the Two Towers?
As in the literal Viggo Mortensen
The,
breaks his toe?
the literal Viggo Mortensen breaks his toe.
I had heard that before.
That is
I haven't
factual.
thought of it in years, but that is a good nerd fact. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. So my wife and I have been watching Harry Potter, and she's all the Harry Potter movies. She said she wanted to go back and watch the Lord of the Rings ones next. And my literal first thought was, Viggo, did you know that Viggo breaks his toe? And it's funny because he's not the only one to get an injury, for what it's worth.
No, I mean,
Orlando Bloom broke his ribs on a horse or something. So it's the one that everybody, like, you watch it happen on camera, you're like, that's the moment he broke his toe.
Something I really enjoy about the Lord of the Rings is they did such a good job of documenting that process and of sharing the making of.
It's so amazing.
I enjoy it probably as much as I like watching those makings of as I enjoy the movies themselves, which is probably not true of most movies.
Yeah,
although I spent a stupid amount of time as a kid watching the making of on like the movies.
Oh, me too. I did too. They did a re-release of the extended editions. I think it was last year, and I didn't pick them up. I actually wonder if there's still some copies out there to look at. Before we get too far, even though Wes didn't join the last Valheim night, Valheim nights are still going on in the Discord. We had a pretty big one this time. Some of our friends, as well as Adrian, joined. We did finally give out all 3 of our copies of Valheim. Congratulations to all those who won a copy. But yeah, we had a pretty good Valheim night this last month. Once I go to half days at work during December, I'll probably do some extra Valheim like afternoons and stuff for this month. But that's going on, as well as if you are new to Magic the Gathering, really quickly, Alchemy just dropped today as of the time of the recording or maybe it was yesterday.
It's been out for 24 hours.
On MTG Arena. And this is like digital-only Magic stuff to check out, which I think our Discord will have a lot of fans of and people to talk to about it. Our Fantasy Football Championship for our Discord is also going on. West, I got the round 1 bye. I did beat I won the round 1 bye by being the number 2 seed overall. And I beat the number 2 seed, who everybody thinks is favored to win the entire thing going in.
Wait,
so
you just said two seeds existed.
Oh, sorry,
the number 1 seed.
I got the number 2 seed. She now has the number. She would have had the 2 seed had she beaten me. It's Patty B's wife, Patty B, and Shelby. I'm looking at you. I think she's not. I think she went down to like the 4th seed. I'd have to look at my phone.
I see.
But our we got Adrian in there who, joined our Valheim night. We got a lot of people, going across games, right? Like, you've got Adrian who plays Magic with us, posts his decks. Patty B's posting his draft decks. Adrian's, Patty B plays Smash. Adrian, like, there's a ton of stuff going on in our Discord. And it's funny, somebody said to me, do you feel like there's too much stuff? I was like, no. I think that the problem is that Wes and I got busy, and we're not dedicating as much time as we could to the Discord. But you've got other people who pick up the slack in a lot of other ways. So
yeah, it's one unfortunate habit of mine in gaming is that the more my non-gaming life is taking my time and stress and energy, the more I just play like a single game that
you already know.
Like I already know, or not even like that I already know, but just like is like super like repetitive, a little bit PvP, so that I can like care about the games, and is just about like that when I get home, I like sit down, grab a snack, just do that, and zone out for a while, and it's bad for my like participation in our Discord because like I just like am not playing games other than TFT right now.
Sure. TFT, man, that's a very intense one. I didn't realize that's what you have been doing.
Well, I've been playing it on my phone, which is really good for just like I was playing Storybook Brawl for a while, and Storybook Brawl doesn't have an iOS or it doesn't have a mobile version of it yet, and I was looking for So I was like, I was sick of Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
Sure, that's fair.
So
I just
switched over to
downloaded
TFT.
Battlegrounds, so that's too funny. If you want to support the show directly, head on over to patreon.com/HeezyGameMedia. But we've talked enough about the Discord. We've talked enough about our lives. Let's get into the main topic of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. West, typically this next segment is just you hyping something up or me hyping something up. But I actually have to ask the question. Why should anyone buy this chibi remake of a Gen 4 game when you and I have already established that Gen 2 and Gen 3 are the best generations?
That's like an excellent question. And I think that if you... The real question is, who was not self-motivated excited about this game that should be excited about this game? Like, I think that if the idea of playing a Pokemon remake that you have nostalgia for appeals to you, you were probably already on this one. If you've been sitting on the fence because you are worried that it doesn't live up to your expectations, that's probably about you and your expectations, because the internet has an expectations issue overall. But if you like playing some Pokemon, if you like it being a smooth experience, if you like customizing secret bases, if you like playing weird repetitive gacha games, you'll spend a lot of time down in the underground in this game. If you enjoy lots of older Pokemon that have like new types and just getting to experience them in real world, like that's been the thing for me, is like I am so happy to play a game with steel nerfed fairy types in the game now. Like there's so many things about that I'm really enjoying.
It's really funny. I think that there's a few things that, if I could jump onto your hype it, is that, you know, there's a few different types of Pokemon fans all time. There's people who I actually would describe myself as pretty close to one of them. You have people who left after Gen 3. Like, they did not buy a DS, they were too old for Pokemon now, and they just didn't play this game. You have people like me who got the DS, played this game, and decided they were done with Pokemon. And most of those people, if they still like Pokemon, got back in X and Y. And so you have these, like, X, Y... Everybody says that it's like the best game since whatever people. You have people who are younger than me, though, who started, like, this is a lot of people's first Pokemon game, is what I've learned. This is their, like
Diamond Pearl? It was their first.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people, this is their first Pokemon game. Like, way more than I expected from what I learned from this. And I think that between the two of them, one, you might ask yourself, like, oh, you know, I never got to play this game, or this was my last Pokemon game, or before X and Y, or just this might have been my last Pokemon game. And I think that the thing that I would hype this game the most is, it's a really relaxing Pokemon experience. You do not have a ton of pressure in this version, and I don't know, I really have enjoyed all of my time in it, and that's saying something, because I've been playing with a freaking 5-year-old. So should we oh, go ahead.
No, it's fun. Like, yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about our experiences.
Yeah, so let's go to our original playthroughs and thoughts, though, because we both played Diamond and Pearl. I never played Platinum. I actually stopped playing Pokemon. I think I said this on the Silver Gold remake episode, but I actually never, like, I had quit playing Pokemon games when those games came out. I didn't even play Platinum. And for me, like, I remember beating the Elite Four and beating something, like, I almost soloed this game with is it Empoleon? Empoleon, thank you.
Empoleon is a very I'm actually responding to a family friend asking me about this podcast. So
no, you're good.
If you are hearing me talk about you and you know who you are, here's a shout out that you'll listen to in the future, I guess.
I think my family listened to the last episode because they're all huge Silverado fans, for what it's worth.
Silverado is a great place to get into our podcast.
Yeah, it really
I don't
is.
care about anything else nerdy.
It's like the least nerdy thing we've talked about.
And it's one of our favorite things we've ever talked about.
Yeah, it's true.
What are we doing here?
So no, for real though, I rushed through this game, and I think that's why I stopped playing Pokemon. After this, I actually have a question that I wanted to bring up during this because it's one of my could be betters, but I didn't want to be wrong. They didn't have contests in Diamond and Pearl, right?
They did.
Did they?
Let me confirm that right now.
I think they had them in Platinum and not Diamond and Pearl.
Let me find out. Right as soon as I figure out how Gen 4 is written. I think I'm going... Yeah, Pokemon Super Contests existed in Diamond and Pearl. They're very different than the contests you're used to.
So this is going to be my question then. I don't remember the contests being like this ever in my life.
You probably immediately bounced off the contests in Diamond and Pearl because...
is it only that one center?
Looking at... It's only in one place.
Okay.
Looking at screenshots and knowing just how we would have been at the time, they're very pink. And it was a lot about there was like a visual portion, a dance portion.
Okay. I might remember this now.
The portion was more of a rhythm game.
Which is what this one is. So
totally, yeah. These are the contests in this game are actually faithfully modeled after the contests in Diamond and Pearl.
Cool. So the thing is with the original playthrough, I sped through the game. Like it was, like I might have basically soloed the game with my starter, and just kind of decided that I was done with Pokemon afterwards. And so when this game was announced, there was so much excitement. Like people had this real love for the Sinnoh region that I personally didn't have. And the thing is like I didn't have the love for the Pokemon. It was really funny. I don't remember if it was on this podcast or off the podcast, but when we talked about like my Elite Four team, for the first time I beat it, I was like, oh yeah, it was like Empoleon, Luxray, I think it was those are the two that I knew for sure. Anyway,
that sounds like every
a Staraptor, and yeah, like I didn't even have to finish my sentence, and West was like, "Yeah, that's everyone's team."
You had a Roserade. You had
it was Lucario because you get it was Lucario because you get Lucario, and then it was I don't remember the
late game edition. Yeah,
I don't remember the last two. Do you get Dialga before the Elite Four? I might have had a Dialga already.
I believe it.
Yeah. So it was funny because like then you see other people posting their original teams, and it like was straight up a meme. Like everyone had the same team.
Yeah.
You either had Rosa. Is it Rosa?
Roserade.
Yeah, Roserade, or
Gatorade, but roses.
Yeah. Or you didn't, and I don't know. I started to enjoy it. I was like, okay, so other people had the same Sinnoh experience as me, and it got me a little more excited for this. And also, like having Maxwell pick my starter, we started doing nicknames and stuff together. It was a really fun experience for this first one, but also just like getting to remember my first playthrough was really fun. What was your original playthrough, and what was your original thoughts of this game?
Oh, so I remember the day I remember the experience of begging for this game for my mother in Costco soon after it came out. So like I can place myself like pretty well in time on this one. I don't really remember my first playthrough per se, but I know it was probably like I probably picked Turtwig, felt burned about that by the end. I know I really liked Obama.
He's no Bulbasaur, and so like if you're expecting to get a Bulbasaur and you take that, you're like, well, this is different.
I mean, and I will say that I do love Turtwig as a design, considering Turtwig is visible behind me as I say this. I have a really cute plush of Turtwig that I got at a fancy theme park on the East Coast when I went to Boy Scout National Jamboree a long time ago. But I don't know. It was fun. Like I'm such a junkie for Pokemon games. Uh, Actually, I had a small crisis when I loaded up Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl when it wasn't loading the intro to the game. Like I don't know why, but it took a while till time I booted up the game and it actually played something that wasn't just go straight to the entry screen.
That's funny.
And this one's way worse than your average Pokemon intro screen. We'll get there, but I can still just I have the sound of Pokemon Diamond.
Can I get it? Could be better, really quick. Just overall with the Switch.
Oh.
Just
its load-in times are
no.
Funky
no. Do you know? Do you remember what happened the first time you turned on your Switch?
It made a sound.
You literally loaded the Switch screen and then the Joy-Con dropped in and it made a click.
And it's never done that since.
And then it never does it since.
Yeah.
And it was like the first time that it did that reminded me of the first time I loaded my Game Boy Advance. Where
I love Pokemon,
I was like, this is it. Like this is what I've been looking for in a Nintendo system. And then it never did it since, and it's bugged me every day since then. Every time I've ever loaded my Switch.
And they still put it on every Switch.
Every commercial. It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And any game that does have an intro, because of how often you just put your Switch
put it
down,
in sleep mode,
and then just come right into the game. I mean, first off,
it's a convenience thing, but we also are
save in Pokemon is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's a little.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. I promise you that. Okay, so your original memory of this game, you don't even remember playing it. You just remember begging for it.
Well, I loved it, I'm sure, but I know I had the most stupid unoriginal team, except for the part where I remember specifically really loving that Skuntank got Flamethrower, because fire moves are so rare in the game, and fire types are so rare in the game, and Rapidash just is not an exciting Pokemon.
Sure.
I know my Platinum team had a Magmortar on it.
Sure.
But that was my Platinum team.
Did you play Diamond and Pearl originally?
Yeah, Diamond originally. Yeah.
I also was Diamond originally. Let's get into the new stuff. But before we do that, did you go for Pearl this time?
Nope.
I also went for Diamond again. Here's the thing. I actually saw something about this that Diamond sold out substantially better than Pearl. And somebody said that it had to do with how they arranged the exclusive Pokemon on them. That there was basically not a reason to get Pearl unless you were nostalgic of it.
Or if you specifically like Palkia,
because
Palkia
right,
is
which is the
Pokemon.
Right. So that was the other thing that they said. So it was really interesting. Okay, let's talk about new stuff really quick. Let's talk about autosave first. I don't trust it. I don't know when it's autosaving. So I just end up saving before I shut down anyway. Because I'm like, did it save after this? I don't know when it does it, and I've been too lazy to Google it. So West, can you help me know when my Diamond Pro autosave so I can stop doing it?
No.
Okay. Does anyone know?
I have never once put down the game and not saved.
Okay, so we're in the same boat. We haven't even used the autosave feature.
But boy, am I happy. I think the only time autosave has come up for me effectively is the first time I went in the underground, I caught a Lickitung while I was down there. We'll get into that feature later, but I love the fact that you can catch some pretty unique Pokemon down in the
Dude, I'm really glad that I've been saving as much as I have. So do you want to know when it happens?
And I bugged down in the underground.
Uh-huh.
Soon after I caught this Lickitung, the game kind of froze and I had to reset. And I did go, and at first I was kind of mad because I just caught this cool Lickitung. And then I realized that I totally had just been playing for 3 hours straight and definitely didn't save during that whole time. So I was like, oh man, I wonder when my last autosave is, because Otherwise, I'm definitely screwed, right? Like, but it was
Sure.
just when I went down into the underground.
That is when it would happen. So it autosaves whenever you enter a new area.
That makes sense.
I wonder if that includes like Pokemon centers and stuff.
I do not.
It says such as different town or route in the game.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So, I love that I know how this feature works now. I think that's a interesting one. I will say this, huge. I did a whole TikTok on this. If you follow this podcast or this network on TikTok, you'll know my opinion on this. But I'm a huge fan of just having experience share. I know that people are upset that you can't turn it off. I get that you don't want it on all the time. That's cool. I would literally never turn this off. I think that it makes for a much smoother gameplay experience, and it was my favorite addition in X and Y, and I would pay money, actual dollar bills, to get every single Pokemon game remade with it.
I think that when I heard that they were remaking the game, not changing the levels of any of the trainers and introducing EXP share, I was like, that's weird. Because like X and Y made a ton of sense because it was like the scaling is like, oh no, this game gets that the EXP share makes my party strong. Like they expect me to walk into the Elite Four with level 80 Pokemon. Like, but this game, like, definitely where I'm at right now, and granted, this is a problem whenever there's kind of a flat power level in games because you can go in multiple places between gym badges. But, like, right after beating, like, in and around the 4th gym, like, there's a lot of different routes you can take for where you're supposed to go next. And there's, like, just Veilstone through the 3rd and 4th gym city. Like, they're all a loop. And, like, Pokemon are all super flat in the area, and, like, my team of, like, mid-30s Pokemon are just like, I don't want to fight level 19 Pokemon. This is a waste of my time.
Oh man, all my Pokemon are like level 21 in that spot. So I'm trying the West. You obviously grinded West because like I'm trying to like. To be fair, also Maxwell switched out my Pokemon a ton. Like he was like, no, I want this guy on my team now. I want this guy on my team now. So like my Pokemon are all under leveled because none of them have been in my party. I actually have a Zubat or Golbat still and a Badoo still, and I'm pretty sure that both of these could be evolved by now.
One of them, keep in mind that for Badoo and Crobat, they both have time of day based level ups or day based friendship evolutions. So make sure you level up your Golbat at night and your Badoo in day.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're not going to get very far on that one. And that happens.
That Badoo might never evolve. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I also had to like specifically go.
You're gonna go change your. I might go change my clock on my Switch now.
So that's part of it. But like I kind of like stopped finding Pokemon I was like particularly interested in raising for a minute. Was part of it, and when my team became Gyarados, Gengar, Jirachi, like I just like had a.
But where did you get a rod? I actually don't know where the rod is.
Wait, what rod?
How did you get a Magikarp?
Oh, I don't know. I talked to people everywhere I went. People handed me rods.
All right, cool.
Like,
I've been playing with.
Don't talk to every fisher you ever see because one of them's gonna be the guy who gives you a rod.
I'm playing the game with the 5-year-old West.
Oh, so Twitch plays Pokemon.
It's kind of like that. The most gameplay that I had privately was on the way to Vegas. So is there other new stuff that you want to talk about though? Like, is there like specific new mechanics? You talked about fairy stuff. So like, for example, you get a Togepi egg in this game, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you get that Togepi egg, that's sweet because Togekiss is totally like a different Pokemon in a world where it's a fairy type. Azumaril's a whole different Pokemon in a world where it's a fairy type. Actually, something that totally radically changes this game is because HMs are no longer HMs and are just like...
Oh, we're going to get into my could be betters.
Oh, well, Gyarados learns Waterfall at level 22, Spencer.
Okay.
And that is game-changing.
Should we just go into Love It's and Could Be Betters? Because, like, I feel like we Like the new stuff that is cool to me. Like I love the introduction of experience share. Obviously, I love the change. The geared bike is great. So I want to mention that.
Was in the original games.
It was?
Yeah. I'm fairly certain. Maybe you had to switch it out. If you had to switch it out, that sucks.
I'm pretty sure you had the 2 bikes again.
Ugh.
I don't even know that you had 2 bikes.
Thinking about it.
I think you still only had 1 bike, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't the Sword and Shield bike.
I'm pretty certain that the
because the X and Y bike is not the same bike.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest.
You're the Pokemon expert. Anyway,
I'm by no means a Pokemon expert. I just know more about Pokemon than a first grader, Spencer.
That's fair. So
that's all.
I think those are my big new stuff things. I think those are my biggest things. Yeah.
Catching Pokemon down on the underground is like just
we definitely should talk about the underground.
Because like if you are not spending time in the underground, people who are playing this game and are kind of like in the middle-ish of the game, like you should be spending some time down there because the Pokemon you can find down there are of like a pretty high level actually. Like I just caught a level 37 Ralts or whatever, which is sweet because I'm gonna have a Gardevoir with no training. And like I'm excited about that. And it's just like it's a bigger variety of Pokemon than you think because there's just a whole bunch of different biomes that you have access to like pretty early on. So you can definitely catch some cool stuff down there. And because you walk into these rooms and the Pokemon are just like on the overworld map and like they kind of chase after you, a little bit of X and Y or Sword and Shield wild places style. It's pretty cool because you don't have to like go fishing for your 5% chances, not knowing when it's going to come. You just walk in and see if there's anything cool, and then walk out if there isn't.
No, the underground. I can't believe I forgot to mention it because like it is a complete change to this game. Like it changes how fast you can level your Pokemon up. It changes the type of Pokemon you can catch, and it just like adds like a whole layer to the game. It adds as much as I think that Fire Red and Leaf Green added to those games. And in all honesty, I know that this might be controversial in the Pokemon community, but like I think it adds as much as Mega Evolution added to Ruby and Sapphire, if not more.
That's an interesting way to think about it. Definitely the Altaria I'm about to be wrecking people with for a while because whatever its +3 defense move is kind of broken.
Yeah.
They also, just in general, learn sets on Pokemon in this game are awesome. Pokemon get the good moves that they need to have in order to function as Pokemon far earlier and far more often in this game than they used to.
Yeah.
And I think the best example of this is Kricketune, a Pokemon that kind of was really awful in original Diamond and Pearl, and
I've seen
that Pokemon early game leech life is game changing.
I've actually seen 5 people post TikToks that they just completely soloed the game with that Pokemon.
I believe it. Leech life as a base 80 power move is awesome.
Let's go on to Love-Its. I'm gonna go first. There's a few things that I love. I understand that people were upset with the chibi thing. Maxwell loved it. I'm playing this game with my 5-year-old. He loved the art style. He had no problems with it. And in all honesty, like, if it made the game be able to come out faster, I'm happy with that. That is not the corner, by the way, which I believe they cut, and we'll talk about that in the Could Be Betters. So the chibi stuff did not bug me. And the game looks super awesome for what it's worth.
And when you do go into battles, and you do see the character like as less chibi and more like full body people, they look pretty good. I really like the outfits.
Yeah, that actually leads me to my next Love-It, which is just the ability to customize your character. I think that
it's just so good for games.
It really is.
So little work and brings me so much joy.
And especially for like somebody who didn't understand how important that would be, is like, you know, a white blonde
the
hair,
characters always look a
blue-eyed.
little bit like you.
Yeah, I just always
Hickory
looked.
is your avatar in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cool to like have that conversation with Maxwell. What do you want to look like? And like, he made his own character, but like he thought about being something else, and it was just a cool conversation. And
being able to make a character who looks like his mom is a really cool option, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. For those who know, my son is half black, and he definitely thought about being brown like mommy. He even thought about being a girl like mommy, and it was really cool. My next love it would be, because I want to stick myself to 3. My next biggest love it is I already talked about XP share, so I'm going to move on to. I really love the the gen changes. Like, I don't know that Gen 4. We talked a lot about this in other podcasts, but like Gen 2 and Gen 3 made like major shifts. It felt like Gen 3 introduced team battles, Gen 2 introduced steel type, and like I don't know that Gen 4 to me gave me something.
see, this is why you didn't like Gen 4, Spencer, is because it changed the game more than either of those, I believe.
Because did it introduce IVs?
No, it introduced the physical special split
according
to moves as
got
opposed
it,
to
got
according
it,
to type.
got it.
The entire game.
Okay, so I soloed the game with my starter, so I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. Understanding the mechanics because I played X and Y, or not X and Y, Sword and Shield, was nice. I'm gonna be honest. This game made me. I'm going to now buy the expansion pass for Sword and Shield. I have not bought it yet. I will probably do it now.
Wow.
So.
But yeah, I like. That's actually the funny thing is you say you don't think 4th gen changed the game. Like, I actually, one of the things that I actively have a hard time about playing either Kanto or Hoenn these days is that I can't play it on a Gen 4 or newer platform where like my Gyarados work the way they're supposed to, my Arcanines work the way they're supposed to, like that sort of problem. But basically, a whole bunch of like the original game's designs and a lot of other designs like were like, oh, let's have like a massive attack stat on a special type attack user. And that getting rectified was really fun for me as a player. Which brings me into the fact that like I really love that this game has such excellent learn sets for Pokemon. Like, when I caught a level 24 Marill and it already knew Aquatail and Playrough, I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing it. Like, this is exactly how the game's supposed to be. Is like my Pokemon are just good out of the box. It's like really incentivizing me switching my Pokemon a lot. Or like when I evolve Pokemon off level, which is happening because of these like insanely high level Pokemon I'm catching down in the underground or stuff, like there's a lot of times when Pokemon are learning like necessary moves for their evolutions, especially if it's a new type they're evolving into on evolution and not on level up. Like Crobat learns cross poison on evolution instead of on level up, which is awesome because you don't have to feel like you were late to the party on evolving it. Which I always had to pay attention to in previous games. That one I'm really a big fan of. I think that fairy types are a different texture, but I've already talked about that a little bit. I do really love my character's outfit right now. She looks super cute wearing like overalls and like a long sleeve t-shirt and a little bandana tied off on the side that matches her hair color. Is like talking about my character's outfit again. Like, I'm just such a fan of the cute overalls and matching bandana to hair color that the game has as an option. I really love the platinum outfits, and I like that they're there as well. And I think if I had gone with a traditional Dawn avatar, I would have really enjoyed putting that on for a while. Or maybe I'll go do it when I go up to the ice town when I go there, accessorize for the occasion. The other thing in this game that really just stands out as something that I can just sit back and enjoy, and that I love about the pacing of the 4th gen period, is that the game's not exactly fast paced in any way, but it's not slow paced. It's just like everywhere you are, you're just supposed to sit down for a while and sort of immerse yourself in that experience and what's happening in the area. And part of it is to just see all the Pokemon that are there and just to kind of do it all. Also, very small life thing, but when you do water a berry plot and it waters multiple things, it makes my life seem a lot easier. Although I found that it breaks down after a little while. A lot of the 4 plots only water on 2 of them, even though earlier in the game, if you watered one thing, all of the 4 plots are watering.
I just have watered all of them all the time, so this is just news to me.
Yeah, I could see why it would miss you for that, is because it's like very minor visual thing that it shows.
Well, for what it's worth, until yesterday I was blind, so.
Yeah. So now you're going to be fine. Now you can tell everything.
Yeah, like I actually can see now, and I have not played the game since I could see. So I did play Smash with Matt today and crushed him, and told him that I was going to crush him the second I was able to see.
Yeah, I could believe it.
So
I can't wait to not have to spot goblins way far out right as you're running into them in Valheim anymore.
Is there any could be better, or do you have any love-its, or should we move on to could be betters?
I think I've talked about them all. Mostly, I think that my gameplay style of switching out Pokemon all the time is really rewarded in this game. For
definitely.
Reasons, and that is nice to see.
I actually think the XP share made me switch out my Pokemon more. Like, I talked about how I rushed to the first game, and the XP share made it so, like, you know what? Maybe I do want my team composition to look like this or like this. And I'm, like, kind of okay grinding, especially since there's, like, a couple of, like, really sweet high or low appearance rate Pokemon. Like, Chansey is in one area, like, an extremely low rate pretty early in the game, and, like, stuff like that. The underground also makes it so, like, if you switch out Pokemon, you're able to, like, just, level them up pretty quickly, so.
Yeah, and, we're all going to put a Garchomp on our team when we get to Gibbles, right? Like, there's just that sort of need is also there.
Maybe. I don't know if I will. I don't know, we'll see.
100%.
We'll see.
I'm a power gamer in 4th gen, specifically in 4th gen.
So I do have a couple could be betters, and I'm going to actually keep one of them, even though I've learned something during this podcast. I hate the contest. Like, the contests in... Here's the thing. And I'll say this about the original change then. I get that you want to change things to make them seem fresh. But if contests were so popular that you need to bring them back in the next game, you probably shouldn't change them as much as they're changed. And I personally don't even remember contests in Diamond and Pearl or in Platinum. Because I did eventually start playing Platinum before this game came out. But I loved contests in Sapphire.
How much of that was because, like, you'd get to a new town and there'd be another contest place, and you're like, oh, good, contest time. Like, I think spacing out.
So this actually is my other could be better, for what it's worth, about contests, which is like Emerald. Contests bug me. Like, they just bug me.
They're all in one place, right? There's the other.
It's so annoying.
Frontier stuff, which I actually don't mind, but
here's the thing: you could have just done Battle Frontier on the Battle Frontier island anyway. Ah, man. Anyway, that's a whole Emerald conversation. Why Emerald is not as
just gone there early and like
it's
had a little setup tent or something.
Yeah, it's just upsetting. But like the contests really bug me in this game. Like, I have watched a tutorial and I still don't understand how they work, or like, and that's upsetting. Like,
ball capsules is a super weird thing to
so
have.
stupid.
Ball capsules, don't get me wrong.
Those are sweet. Those are sweet, but like the whole thing is stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm sure that there are people who love it. It
feels unstrategic to you. That's
right.
The problem, right?
We took out. I don't even mind the rhythm game. If you want, like, it's funny because in order to even get the best version of your contest Pokemon in Ruby and Sapphire, you had to play a rhythm game to make the best Pokeblocks. So I don't mind the rhythm game. I just am like I want my moveset to be one of my favorite things about Ruby and Sapphire.
It made you make a different choice, right?
It's that my choices became more interesting because I had to make a battle choice and a contest choice at the same time.
I know exactly that.
And it was so fun. And I loved that. And they have never done it since. Even in X and Y, it didn't feel as good. Even though I'm pretty sure those contests are almost the same as the.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I might replay X and Y here in a minute.
Contests haven't mattered to me since Ruby and Sapphire, but I think they were really special in Ruby and Sapphire.
They were amazing. I literally thought to myself as I was driving Maxwell to school the other day, I literally thought to myself, if they had done Pokemon with that style, contests instead, you had battles to catch Pokemon, and then you had contests to move forward in the game, I still would have loved it as a kid.
I will actually, thinking about it, I know why contests changed the way they did. And it was... Because it
felt too much like a battle?
No, it was because the newer contest models are matched closer to the way they wanted to talk about contests in the anime. And the old contest model is not a good narrative structure for the contests in the anime, and the B plot for every female sidekick character.
Yeah, because it was because of Dawn. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, even May did a little bit of contesting in.
She did a lot. She did a ton.
Frontier arc and stuff. There's a lot of that matters as well, but they do a lot of contesting in the anime these days, and that's something that the games have reflected.
I have two more could be betters, and then I'm done. I get the bugs suck. This game is super buggy. We all know it. You know what? Doesn't matter. It's a Pokemon game. You're mad. So I've seen one bug that matters, and it's when somebody gets stuck behind a trainer on, I don't remember the route, but it's the only one. Yeah, I've seen that one. Every other bug I've seen, it's just an exploitable bug. And it's why do you care that this bug exists?
Yeah, I can go through walls or whatever, just places I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah, somebody was complaining about the ice gym bug where they forgot that you could travel diagonally, and so you can just travel diagonally all the way to the gym leader. And it's why are you complaining about this?
That's honestly awesome, because West Singleton, who enjoys ice puzzles, I'm not going to use that. But for someone who hates the ice puzzles of Pokemon games, that's a great accessibility feature.
It's so fun. People complain about weird things. Everyone will complain about anything.
My thought about it being buggy is twofold, which is we want Pokemon Legends to be the best game possible, and Game Freak not being the studio that made this buggy game is twofold.
Right.
Because if Game Freak made this game, it would be buggier.
Because they'd be working on the other thing.
Legends.
I agree.
And at least we don't have to say, "Oh, Game Freak's gone down in quality." I think that's a good thing to be able to say as well.
Yeah, I do think that the bugs suck, and I get that people are upset about them, but
yeah. No, I mean it's.
I've seen.
It's disorienting playing a buggy Pokemon game for the first time ever.
Hold on, time out.
There are way fewer. You don't they come up with regular consistency in this game in a way that I've never seen in a Pokemon game before, but I'm used to in a lot of other video games.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs in Red and Blue.
Okay, but those aren't some of those are weird reprogrammable bugs. They're the ones that you can trigger on purpose and that sort of thing.
Right, but that's the same thing with most of the bugs I've seen in this game, where it's that's why I said I've only seen one negative bug. The rest are exploitable bugs.
Oh, I've just seen weird moments where like it gets stuck on like some dark frame transitioning in the battle for like 30 seconds.
Oh, I have not noticed that type of stuff.
I've had lots of, like,
I have seen a lot of visual bugs where your Pokemon is following you. That's annoying. That one's bad. My last could be better, by the way, because I'd like to move on from the bugs. Crap, now I don't remember it. Oh, it's the HMs. I don't know how to fix the HM problem, because I do. Why change it from what we just did? I felt like we fixed the HM problem. Why all of a sudden did we go backwards?
What was it in X and Y? Or in Sword and Shield?
You get infinite of the HM, and you can delete the move.
Oh.
Here's the thing. They're like, okay, well now let's change it again. Now you can use a Pokemon in your box to do it. But it's like, okay. But like, what if I want this thing to have Surf? What if I want, like, it's
I will say that when I get those Surf TMs, they are going to feel like a precious resource.
Right.
That I'm not used to.
Here's the thing. I don't mind that. My problem with this whole thing is, like, you made a problem and you found something that everybody was happy with. And maybe it's because it's not Game Freak, but like, you still change it? Like, why?
Well, I think that to a certain extent, there's a really funny joke, which is that it's Bidoofs and Staraptors all
Dude,
that are doing
straight up, I don't even know what my Bidoof has. Because I'm pretty sure that he has Flash, which doesn't make sense.
Are you teaching your Bidoof HMs?
I don't know. He's in my box, but my Bidoof does it.
It's not your Bidoof that's doing it. It's just a Bidoof.
Well, that can't be true, because I had to teach something Flash.
No, you didn't have to teach it. Well, Flash is not an HM. That's part of it.
Oh, they made Flash a TM again?
Yeah.
Well, this is all stupid then. I have a different could be better. Why do you give me a dark... Just stop giving me a dark cave. Just stop. Just actually stop.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
There's not a single person that's like really excited for something to have freaking Flash now. Just freaking A.
Oh, I've abused the heck out of Flash, actually, as a player. At times.
So have I, because you're like...
reduction.
Yeah, it's an accuracy, but like, that's not a fun gaming experience.
No, it isn't, I agree.
Like, just... Ugh. Alright, I'm done. I'm done yelling.
So, I think actually my complaint about the HM process is not that... In fact, actually, there's an incredible hidden bonus there that you're not seeing, which is that by removing the HMs being like the Pokemon knowing the move being the thing that makes it happen, it means that they can put the HMs in Pokemon's learn sets, and like we're all traumatized from a lifetime of the best in slot water type attacks being HMs. But actually just like Surf as a level up move is kind of cool, I think. Waterfall as a level up move is kind of cool. And like, remember when Salamence gets Fly at level 50 when it evolves, or 45 or whatever? Like, that blew my mind, I'll tell you. Just straight up Salamence learning Fly when it evolved in Gen 3 blew my mind. I don't know why, it did. It was cool. And like, I think that sort of thing is good to have. But my problem is that, like, for Rock Smash, accessing it's easy because I walk up to the thing and I press a button. I hate having to use, like, I just like can't use the Poke Etch now for like other things other than the HMs because it's just too annoying to switch to the last default one in the Poke Etch to go fly somewhere. Like, I'm just never going to touch the Poke.
Just to be clear, it's a Poketech, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm like 100% sure.
My brain has always read that wrong.
Pretty sure it's a Poketech.
Great. Oh yeah, no, it is spelled Poke with the little thing over it.
Yeah.
TCH. Poke Etch or Poketch.
I'm pretty sure that it's TCH.
Yeah.
It's just Poketech. You're just saying it wrong in your head.
Well, no, because Etch is how I would pronounce ETCH.
Right, but it's Poketech.
Then put an E in there.
No, the line above the E makes it a hard E. It's Poketech.
No, but there's no E between the T and the C and the H.
Hold on. How is it spelled?
Poketech.
Is there a line above the E?
There's one E.
Is there a line above the E?
Yes.
Okay, CH can just make the K sound. It's Poketech.
I will fight you on this one. But
That you're wrong. Leave a comment. If you are listening to this, how do you pronounce this? Please let us know.
I mean, ETCH is just pronounced X.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm telling you you're wrong, and our listeners will do the same.
Been calling it that for over 10 years now, and I'm not going to feel bad about it.
That's fine. Anyway, about your Poketech.
It's annoying that because of the way that the ones that are non-interact with object specific are stored in, like, I would have much preferred it to be a thing in my, menu selection rather than my Pokédex. But that's my minor nitpick about it. I actually think it's a real benefit because I've been abusing the heck out of a best in slot move on Gyarados for a while now.
So what are your other could be betters?
Other could be betters I have for this game. I do wish they'd changed the levels of Pokemon.
Sure. You mentioned that one. That one makes sense.
Yeah. I also think that sorry. I definitely had one in mind earlier and it's gone now. But it's not coming back. I think that
it's a good. I think it's a good remake. Like, obviously it's buggy, but I think it's just good.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of complaints. I'm finding complaints I have with like some of the base parts of Diamond and Pearl,
right?
That like are kept, and that's like not really a thing to complain about in this game because it is like
it's being true.
They committed hardcore to not changing a lot of things in the game.
I actually really like that. That should have been one of my love-its. I actually really like that they tried to be pretty true to the original while giving us new stuff.
Yeah, and they've experimented with a lot of different ways of doing that, of like approaching remakes. And I think that for an outsourced game, faithful to the original was the right way to do the guidance because then that reduced the feedback loop of how should we approach this. We don't have we're not entrusted this game or entrusted the whole franchise, right? We just have this one game. Then being able to just say over and over again, look at original Diamond and Pearl. Look at original Diamond and Pearl for where to go, I think was really helpful for them.
So to wrap up really quick, I think that like I am not likely to complete the Pokédex in this one. I'm likely to just continue playing this with Maxwell, and making this maybe one of his first real Pokemon experiences. But it's been really fun, and I've really enjoyed it. What about you?
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time. When one of my friends actually we traded because he wanted a Steelix and needed to trade to do it, but we happened to have like just beaten the third gym at the same time when we did that, and we did a nice 6-on-6, and that was really fun. I think that a lot of people got really surprised when they just happened to get a Mew and a Jirachi, and like that I thought was awesome.
That was me. That was
Jirachi, because Jirachi is such a cool Pokemon. Although I will nitpick Jirachi's learn set because Jirachi does not get one of its best in slot moves of Ironhead anywhere in this game.
Yeah, Jirachi's moveset has not been good. I think my Jirachi is like level 34. So like it still hasn't.
Zen Headbutt's great.
Yes, yes it is. Yep. But my Psyduck already knows that, so I didn't really have a reason to keep the Jirachi around.
Well, mostly I think that the Jirachi is actually just it turns out base 600 Pokemon are busted. Like,
yeah,
and especially
factual.
The base 100 across the board stats line is like really powerful, and Jirachi just is an absolute monster that is pretty hard to touch until your Pokemon get access to some of the moves that particularly counter it.
If somebody wants to find you after they beat Cynthia and battle you, and after you've beaten Cynthia, where can you do that, West?
East_monotone at Twitter.
Or in the Heezy Game Media Discord.
In the Heezy Game Media Discord. Heck yeah, I will.
You'll jump on.
I'm a long way away from being in a place where I can breed Pokemon in a competitive setting, so I doubt I will be playing BDSP on cartridge at all competitively, but I would be happy to play some Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl showdown games with people. I would be so thrilled to play some simulator Pokemon.
You can find me at Spencer H. You can find the podcast at Need2Nerd on Twitter. Oh man, it's been so long I don't remember. I think it's Need2Nerd Pod.
Right. It was the pause I'm laughing at. You didn't get it wrong.
Need2Nerd Pod. Like, sub, leave a comment. Let us know how you say Poketech. And leave a review if you get a chance. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Next week might be a little bit more interesting. We haven't had time to do our podcast meeting. I think that for some of our December episodes, we'll probably just do I think we have 2 left, if I'm not mistaken, and we will probably legit just do our Need to Nerd and a Christmas movie review, because that's probably what's easiest for us. So, or wait, you're Jewish. Do you want to do a Christmas movie review? How was Hanukkah, by the way? I forgot to ask you.
It was Hanukkah. There were 8 nights of it. I lit candles most of those nights. It was fun.
Wait, do you not all light too as a family? There's 4 of you.
There's what?
I just assumed. You've got a sister, you, your mom, your dad.
My sister wasn't in town for the whole time. You only light a full 9 candles on the last night of Hanukkah.
Do you not light a candle every day?
You light. So there's 1 candle. Oh yeah, this is the real sign-off, people. Is me explaining Hanukkah to Spencer. But there is in the candelabra known as a Hanukkah, the menorah. There are 9 tines.
Mm-hmm.
1 being always there. And then you use that candle to light each other candle. You light
right.
the candle.
I know that.
And you start of the other candles 1 on the first night, 2 on the second night, 3 on the third night, 4 on the 4th night, and you let them burn down every time.
And you put new candles down, or they?
Yeah, you need a full 44 candles to get.
Hanukkah. I didn't know that. This is news to me. Yeah. I knew that you lit candles every night, but I just thought you took the candle from night 1 and lit the next one.
No.
That's good to know. Thank you so much for sharing that with me, Wes. I really actually appreciate that. That actually, I don't know, that made me really happy that you shared that with me. And we'll see you guys all next time with a brand new episode of Need to Nerd.